Hello, my name is Jacqueline Bonneville, and I am the Associate Dean of Students at UW-Stout. Today I am here to speak to you about the dismissal process for spring of 2023. Many students or family members will first ask us, how did this happen? So I'm going to point us to the academic policy here at UW-Stout to explain the two ways in which a student is dismissed. The first way is when a student's semester GPA is below a 1.0. So no matter what academic standing you were in prior, if you have a semester below a 1.0, you will be dismissed. The second way is actually through academic probation. To be on academic probation, a student has a cumulative GPA below a 2.0. If that happens for 2 consecutive semesters, a student would be dismissed. So those are the two ways in which a student is dismissed from UW-Stout. I'd like to share the timeline because there's lots of questions usually about dates and when things are going to arrive. So let me explain that first, the grades are due by faculty and staff on Monday, May 15th, 2023. Those grades are live once they're entered, so a student can see those through their Access Stout account. Throughout that week, we will get a list of students who were dismissed from UW-Stout. Those students will be emailed on Friday, May 19th. The email will go to their UW-Stout email, informing them they have been dismissed and letting them see our appeal options at that point. If a student were to decide to appeal, the appeal is due on Thursday, June 8th at 11:59 p.m. That is the deadline for submitting an online dismissal appeal. All decisions will be made on dismissals at the latest by Wednesday, June 21st. That decision, whether it's granted or denied, will arrive via email to a student's UW-Stout email account, and that email will come from the Dean of Students' office. Many times we get lots of questions, so one of the first ones is, should I appeal? And we can't answer that question for you, but I want to share some things that you might wish to consider as you make that decision. The first question might be, do you wish to return to UW-Stout for fall of 2023? If that answer is an absolute yes, then you for sure want to appeal because it is the only way you will be able to return. If you are uncertain, it would probably be a good idea to appeal. But if you know that you would like to take a semester off, you do not need to appeal. The second thing to consider is, have the issues surrounding your spring 2023 academic progress been resolved? Many times students can point to some very specific reasons they struggled during spring 2023. If that is the case for you and whatever that issue is has been resolved or you have the support and help you need now, then you may wish to appeal. The third thing you might want to consider is, are you ready and willing to accept assistance and support to ensure your academic success? There are lots of supports available to you here at UW-Stout, and we often refer students their way. Are you willing to engage with those services and take advantage of the services that might be helpful to you? That could be counseling services, student support services, disability services, and many others. The last thing you might want to consider is how time away would impact your academic goals. Sometimes students are on a very clear path to what they need to do to get to graduation, and a semester away would really disrupt that progress. Other students feel like a semester away could be really helpful to them as they maybe clarify their career goals or take some time to do something else before they return to school. So those are all things we hope that you'll consider when you make the decision if you should appeal. If you decide to appeal, here's some advice we'd like to share with you. First of all, you're going to receive that email from our Dean of Students' office. We're going to ask that you read the entire email. Many times people call our office immediately when they receive the email, almost in a panic, to ask questions that were clearly answered in the email. We're going to ask that you take your time. Sometimes people appeal within minutes of receiving that email, and that is not to your advantage. Please take time to think about this, to read the information, and to prepare your appeal. Sometimes people are really ashamed or embarrassed when they've been dismissed. We hope that you will spend time talking to your family, your friends, or your supports about what's happened to get their insight and maybe discuss with them the decisions around if you should appeal or not. We would encourage you to have someone proofread your appeal Many appeals come in with lots of grammatical errors, so having a second set of eyes take a look at that can be really helpful for you. We ask that you upload and collect documentation to support your appeal. Sometimes people will put in the comments, please let me know if you need documentation. We're going to instead tell you, please just assume that you need documentation. So upload anything that you feel like would be helpful in your appeal. Your decision, again, will come to you via your UW-Stout email on or before June 21st. So make sure that you're actually checking your email to see what that answer is. When you decide to return to Stout, whether you are appealing or not, we do have a reentry process. So whenever a student is feeling like they are ready to return to Stout, we encourage you to do the reentry process. There is no application fee. In fact, you're just going to tell us about your time away and upload any transcripts if you took any courses elsewhere while you were away from UW-Stout. I want to also speak to summer and winter courses. They are separate from this dismissal process. So if you're currently registered for summer 2023, you should plan to proceed with those courses. They will not be dropped for you just because you were dismissed. That is for a variety of reasons, but sometimes the classes actually have started before we've actually made an appeal decision. If you have decided that you no longer wish to be enrolled in summer, you should go online and drop those courses in Access Stout before they begin. We are here to answer your questions, so if you are needing any assistance, please contact the Dean of Students office. We are located in 130 Bowman Hall, the Clock Tower building, if you want to come in person. Otherwise, you can see here our email and our phone number, and we'd be happy to take your questions between Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Thank you so much, and please let us know if we can assist in any way. Thank you.